like if you like this content. And if you're watching this on the replay, please feel free to speed up the video. 1.25 or 1.5 should be sufficient. And so tonight, we're going to do another one of these watercolors. So like last night, we finished this one here with the Hermit card. Tonight, we're moving forward to another one that's something easy to draw. Where is that shadow coming from? It's coming from the water. We'll put the water on this other side so we don't... Oh, now we got another shadow. Okay, all right. We'll just get that over here. So we'll just figure out what we're doing. And I think I'll start with like some yellow ochre. I'm going to just paint the ground. Add a bunch of water in here just so we can smooth that paint out. So the ground here being yellow ochre. Some different shades of ground. Maybe we can get it to feel like the ground is slopey too. If you're just joining in, this is the 999 show, the most boring show on the internet, where at an excruciatingly slow pace, we live stream art. It's not even sped up, it just goes at the normal pace of how long it takes to paint a picture. And so this is my fourth or fifth ever watercolor painting. Jamo Jenkins, yeah, okay. Maybe. Welcome, Jamo. This is a mega-sized piece of paper. Yes, I agree with that. Mega-sized piece of paper made in America. And so this guy is like hiding himself. Nadi, welcome, welcome. This guy's is sort of standing on some... I am doing very well tonight. And how are you? We're just going here. We're starting with the ground, and this is a 5 of cups. It's we're doing some tarot art tonight. But it doesn't necessarily have to be tarot. It could be anything. It's just some guy drank about 5 cups of liquor. He's all hungover. Look, he's just sort of hiding his face from the sun because he's got a real bad hangover right now. Now, this isn't exactly watercolor paper. I am doing this with, this is actually drawing paper. And as you can see, the paint doesn't really want to absorb in really well, so it just kind of sits on the surface. And but you know, we're working with it, and just as an experiment, we're doing it. We're doing it. That's what I'm doing right here. And we got different colors here. We're gonna layer in some colors. I think I need to If you're just watching and enjoying it, feel free to push the like button. Now, this isn't the only kind of content I do on this channel. I do I started doing interviews recently. So I'm going to put this water over here out of the way because it's casting a shadow on the page, and that's really kind of annoying me, getting shadows where I don't need to have shadows. And so I'm going to come in and go for a different color yellow, and we'll put this in over here. And what this is a Van Gogh pocket box. It was like 15 colors for about 20 bucks. I got it for about 20 bucks. They cost, that's what they were anyway, before, just right after Christmas. I bought it just right after Christmas. So I'm going to be putting in a different shade of yellow here. It adds a little bit of light into the ground. And I am actually moving as fast as I can. Moving as fast as I can. So we'll just put that paint in here. And I'm going to put the light in the back. And so there's more light in the back than there is in the front. We'll figure out what to paint the cups, the empty cups. Maybe they're Grail cups, blood of Christ, and all that kind of stuff. Well, you know, at this point in time, what was in the cups doesn't necessarily matter. Maybe it's wine, too much wine from the night before. Drank all these. Actually, it's 3 cups are empty, and 2 cups still have some in it. Maybe they're just half full, or maybe they're just these ones were just drunk and thrown down hastily, or the contents were just spilled onto the ground. In the Rider-Waite system, hi, welcome. I did this drawing today, Ange, and POU, welcome. Hello. Yeah. So yeah, this is a drawing I did. It's right over here. I just did a rough sketch right before 9 o'clock, and then we just did some. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing the ones that I can do, and it's not the ones that are really super complicated. I'm not doing those. I'm just sort of doing the drawings that I can do. It's kind of actually surprising that I can draw anything at all. Yeah, I enjoyed your live this afternoon with that one lady. I did sub her channel. Let's see, what are we going to do as far as these cups are concerned? Yeah, I like this idea too, because that one I did last night, or finished doing, was really dynamic. It was really dynamic. Yeah, I'll have to see if she wants to come on Coloring the Tarot too. I need to put together a notebook of, because I have 2 people coming on next week. And I also like the idea of the people with blue skin, like Hindu gods, versus like it's like a gray sky. I think we'll just do something. I don't know what we'll do. Let's just do these cups still in here. Just take this and let's just roll this in over here. Mike, welcome, Mike. Well, you know what, POU? it's all about practice. It's all about practice. Though this is my 4th or 5th watercolor painting, it is not my 4th or 5th painting ever. So I think I'll do 2 different colors, 2 different layers. So we've kind of altered the layering of this. If I take a little bit of this over here, we can add that in. And let's add some more water and we'll get this going here. So like the outside of the cups I kind of want it more golden, but I don't know if I can get it to have that. And they need to have some contrast from the rest of the ground, the rest of everything. Just a little bit of this and... Oh yeah, it was. It was because it was so, when I started putting that color down, you know what? It really reminded me of this Maria Guadalupe. I don't really think I have a Maria Guadalupe in any other form than this, but this was something I used to wear probably like almost 10 years of my life. Yeah. I really like, it took me a while to like that Maria Guadalupe image, but I do rather like that one. So I'm just going to put this in here. I might put some other colors in this. I think I probably will layer some other colors in these cups so that it that charcoal is starting to bleed through. I wish I had some. Well, if I put fixer down, that would never work because you can't. It's okay if the colors kind of bleed through. That exacting nature that I have. Then I was kind of commenting on when I had Jeff on yesterday. I guess what he called it. I'm too exacting. So we'll get this down here. Really gonna just work on how fast I can do something like this. Yeah, okay. Oh wait, we have this ground over here that we need to over here, and the ground beneath the guy's feet here, like that. But this isn't actually watercolor paper, it's drawing paper. But I like this shape here because it actually, this notebook, which is a 6x12 drawing size, it just works perfect for vertical live streams. Yeah. Okay, now I think we'll do the inside. I think what I'll do with the inside is I might make it seem like there's something in the cup. Yeah, let's go with this over here. Sort of a red, but if I move in, I'm going to take this, I should be doing it on camera rather than, and then not. I discovered yesterday, yeah, that's right, that headset that I was working sounded terrible. So I'm not going to use that headset anymore for when I do lives with people. I really need to come up with something so that I can have a good microphone I can speak into, and also be able to hear. I have a microphone set up that I can do that, but I don't have a microphone stand that I can use it with, because you can hear every time you bump it, you can hear that hot mic sound, and so that's really just a no good. That's not something that is even remotely doable for this kind of a thing going on. I think I want. Let's take this ultramarine blue. I think I might roll this up over here on the side. Maybe we can do a little bit of color mixing here, but we're going to do it as far as like layering is concerned, and really work on that whole Da Vinci way of the Da Vinci way, or the master's way of creating color effects by adding layers and like that. We're going to put in this, like it's this, there's fluid in this cup. You have 2 cups that are full, and then you have 2 cups that are empty. I think it in the kind of fluid has spilled out, and it's kind of going in out like that. Yeah. There we go. And just gonna just lay this in here. So there's like this a winey, a purpley, grapey kind of a color. And we'll just see how it goes. We'll kind of run it out here like that. Dripping out of the cups. The cups have spilled over. You're not even drinking the contents of the cups. All right. Let's get going here. So we got a guy standing on the banks of a river. Do I want to make that river ultramarine blue too, or maybe we'll come and step it down a couple notches? Yeah, I think I need to do that. I need to do the inside of the cups. And then, okay, the inside of the cups being empty. I think I'll go in with this color here. It's kind of darker in there. It's denoting there's an emptiness of the cup. Maybe we can pour in, maybe just a little bit of a kind of a color differences here. That the cups are kind of, hi Cosmic Orphan. Well, you know, it's not really that at all. You know, I don't know what river that is, Whitecliff. I think it's the Forlorn. It's the River Forlorn. I think that's what it is. The River Forlorn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, welcome, Whitecliff. The more, hi, the more intuitive you. Welcome. Welcome to my spillage, spilled my wine, and I'm shameful. On the River Forlorn. The River Forlorn, yeah. I had a great day today on my volunteer job. And yeah. Yeah, I can do simple sketches. It looks like I'm starting to, I'm starting to get a little bit better at this stuff. Slowly but surely, it is happening. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want to mix those tones together. I guess that's just the way a watercolor kit is, isn't it? It's like pretty soon all the colors are mixed together. All right. Yeah, crying over spilt milk. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. And kind of put this in here. And we got water. The river forlorn. Through the stages of depression. Yeah. Exactly. And different things, and yeah. And then we'll move over to that ultramarine blue. Kind of mix it in here. Different colors. I'm actually was really amazed that I was actually able to sketch this out. And to get the proportions right. And everything. I'll leave that white space in there. So it makes it look like there's rapids and so forth. Yeah. All right. And then I'm not sure what I'll do over here. In the picture, let's just make a tan color. Let's see if I can. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to pull that color out. And the river forlorn. Standing at the banks of the river forlorn. All right. Now, let's go back in here. We got some, just this stuff spilling out. There we go. Yeah. But there it is, spilling out. Okay. All right. And let's do the castle. Maybe I can get done in around the hour mark so that I can think about going to sleep earlier. I don't know. But I did have a wonderful time. It looks like Batman, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It does look like Batman. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give him he has brown shoes, but maybe let's use this color. Yeah, it's kind of a umber color of the ground. I'm gonna add in some red. What was color 508? That's Prussian blue. I don't want to do that. The Castle of Despair. Dun dun dun. So is that like the castle where in that movie, Young Frankenstein? Did you see that movie, Young Frankenstein? That one that was in black and white, and there was that girl who played in it. She also played in a Star Trek episode too. She was I can't remember her name, but there was that one Star Trek episode with that dude, and they were like a kind of a back in time one. Yeah, the Castle of Despair on the bank of the River Forlorn. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna put this in here, and then I'm gonna layer that another layer of that of umber in it. I think it's this one here, and then so it should just sort of just kind of dab it in there. Frankenstein, yes, the Frankenstein, and then there was that. What was that when so and so ever saw the horses always like were getting upset, you know. Frankenstein was yeah. That was a great film. I love that. I love that film. I haven't seen that one for a long time. I have it in my collection on VHS. I have it on VHS, but do not, and I don't have a working VHS player, which kind of bothers me. I wish that I had a working VHS player because I have so many good films on VHS. Blucher, Flaw Blucher, yes, Winnie, yeah, Igor. That's great. All right, so let's do the castle in. I don't have a stone color, so maybe we can make it by taking this color here. Werewolf, yeah, yeah, werewolf, werewolf. Yeah, you know what? I just could not. I could not. My aunt, one of the times she was here, and said, "Well, why do you need all these? Why can't you just get rid of all these VHS movies?" And I just couldn't bring myself around to getting rid of my VHS movies, even though I don't have a working VHS player. And but I have a backup, and if I can get a Abby Normal's brain, yeah, yeah, that was funny. Abby Normal's brain. Yeah. Let's see. Then we're going to take this. I'm going to add, maybe we'll put in this a little bit of this brown on here. And we'll clean off my brush this way. In here, clean off the brush. Why waste all that paint out when you can just put it on this hillside and kind of backs up the whole coloring of it. Yeah, all right, all right. Now, then we come back in here, go into the white, and I'm going to put this white in here, and we're going to make this really a light brown. And so then while I'm cleaning off the brush, I'll just kind of clean off the brush like this, and do that thing, clean off the brush, clean off brush. Yeah, yard sales. But I watched this guy I think it was probably the other day. It was like 6 months ago or so. And he was talking about if you really want to get the good VHS experience, you got to get yourself, yeah, you got to get yourself an older style TV. And so that guy was like, he had this great movie collection in VHS, and he said, yeah, well, once a week, he and his wife, they have a movie night, and this looks like chocolate, milk chocolate here. This little bridge here has this milk chocolate look. All right. Track 29, yeah. Is that Transylvania? Yeah, that's funny. Oh man, I was trying to think of when I last saw that. I've seen it. I haven't seen it within the last 5 years. but I have but I used to watch that film all the time because, like I say, I have it on VHS, and almost to the point of where I had it memorized. I've had several movies in my life memorized. Office Space was one that I had memorized, and Office Space, and let's just go back in, take this color, and we'll just kind of put it down here on the ground, kind of give it the ground a little bit more depth, a little bit over here. You've memorized Tommy Boy, yeah. Yeah, like when I worked at this place called Seattle Door Window. It's not the business doesn't exist anymore, but other than like the firefighting, which was a job that I really really liked. The other job that I really really liked in my life was when I substituted for the McMinnville public school system, and I substituted in McMinnville and in Dayton and Newburgh public school system. Hi, Chris. And I did as an instructional assistant, and I liked that. And I tried to get a job in the Newburgh public school system, but then after those two planes flew into the towers, in 9/11, then if you remember, the bottom um, fell out of the economy, and then there was like it seemed like it they just there was no and they just didn't have any money for anything, and so I wasn't able to. Oh yeah, well I was substituting in at 2000 to 2003, and I did most of my substitute jobs at Newburgh Middle School, and in Sheridan High School. But what I did in Sheridan High School is I did nothing but grading and stuff like that, and it was mostly in Yamhill County. I substituted in practically every school district in Yamhill County: Amity, Dayton. In Dayton, I did the library. At McMinnville High School, I did detention. I did detention in McMinnville or study hall and detention in McMinnville High School, and then at Amity they sent me to. I can't remember what I did in Amity, and then I. Oh, you graduated from Sheridan in 2002. Yeah. Wow. So 2002. Yeah. So I would have been at Sheridan at the time that you were there, Mr. Whitecliffe. And yeah, I graduated from Willamina High School. All right, so I said it. I said it to the world that I went. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of a. All right. Anyways, yeah, long time ago. But yeah, I knew a lot of people in this in that area. Yeah. Anyways, there it is. Anyways, that's enough of that. So, okay, what am I doing here? What color will the cape be? I am thinking, let's see. Well, in the, how about, how about we use like a, I know that, you want purple? Okay, I'll do purple then. So I'll make some purple over here. I'll take this ultramarine blue, and it's kind of a purpley color already. Kind of a purpley color. And all right, and then I will do some that, and let's go just put it in here. A little bit more of this spilling out. Huh, amazing. Small world, man. Small world. Okay, so let's just start adding this on here. It's kind of purpley now, and then we'll do a couple other, we'll add some red in here, so it'll do that whole layering of color effect. So like one of my, oh, seeing the color change, yeah. Well, I really like this paint set, and I got it. Well, I didn't get it where I buy my art supplies. I'll just put it to you that way. I didn't get it where I buy my art supplies because they were out of it when I was purchasing it. But I'm going to take this because I like to buy my art supplies from this store called the Merry Artist in McMinnville, Oregon, and you know, because you want to like support local businesses and all. But I ended up buying this one on Amazon, so it's like it's one of those purchases that I would have, you know, would have rather have. Anyway, that's just the way it is. It was that this was essentially something my mom gave. I got it from my mom. I placed the order, and anyways, she paid for it for my Christmas present. So yeah. Anyways, I have so I like to I have bought out of that store, the Merry Artist. I've bought almost 95% of my art supplies because I like going in there. You know, people, they know things, and the business owner. You know, it's funny. The business owner looks like Brent Spiner on like Data, Lieutenant Commander Data, the owner of the Merry Artist in McMinnville, is a spitting image. He's like a doppelganger of Brent Spiner, who played Lieutenant Commander or Lieutenant Commander Data on Star Trek: The Next Generation. So yeah. So yeah, White Cliff, I would have been. Oh, the other thing I did at Sheridan was, I did alternative schools as well. Right? And so I worked primarily. That was between 2000 and 2003, and then at the end of 2003, I moved to Seattle, where I lived for uh, quite a while, like till 2011. So we got this different colors in here. Yeah. So that was like I liked doing that at that time. And at that time, my brain was far more mathematical than it is now. So it was like in 2006, that was the last time I tried any like higher education or anything like that. And I took a was going to Seattle Central Community College, and I took some accounting classes and stuff like that. And then right afterwards, I got a job as a like a. I'm using this brush for the whole thing, except for the drawing. For the drawing, I use this charcoal pencil, which I also got at the Maria Artist, like in 2019. Because in 2019, I took a 6-week art drawing class out of a art gallery in McMinnville, and let's see, let's take that color, roll it in here, and I was like thinking, well, I was at that time I was working working at a restaurant for the very first time. I had left the casino, my casino job, and well, that's just hair. Let's give that hair kind of a blackish tone. So, anyways, that's enough talk on that. I feel like I'm giving too much of my life away. What's oopsie about? Anyways, I'm talking about places that maybe if I had sponsorship, I wouldn't mind. I don't think anybody from around here. Let's do a layer of this thin ultramarine blue for its hair, and then I'll make the hair, give it a different color, different coloration here. And come and just like with the other one, I'm gonna do the facial expression, but you can't see just the side of a face, just bright blue, like a Hindu god or something like that. There we go. Maybe a little of this blue up here, and then maybe we'll just come in and do hair cloak. Yeah. So I'm layering the colors in there for that. And let me see, what was this one over here? Burnt umber. Maybe we'll do that. Burnt umber. It's gonna look kind of green. Thought it'd be more like a hoodie. Yeah, a hoodie probably would have been look good like that. Maybe like this is a bit of a ponytail here. Anyways. Yeah. So my cousin, who came up with the 911 system, he graduated from Willamina, like in the, I don't know, a long time ago. I don't remember when, but maybe in the very early 60s. I need to let this dry. So I can make this sort of a grayish, there's some trees there. I think I might add those trees in the side. And Has some green in here. A little bit of green in here, but that's going to make it difficult for when I build the sky. And then maybe there's some shrubs in front of the castle. Yeah. There and there and there. All right. And so what color should the sky be? What color should the sky be? I'm going to come back in here and do another coat on the on the cloak. Yeah. Another coat on the cloak. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna at 12:21, I think it is. I'm scheduled to do my after church chat. I'm gonna kind of talk about my experiences, the sort of the mystic like experiences I've had. You like the gray idea, gray blue? Yeah, but that's what it is in the card. Maybe I want to make it more like maybe I want to make it more dynamic, like like something like this. Maybe more dynamic. Maybe we'll do a bunch of different colors. Why don't we try that? What's this over here? Maybe we take this stuff and we'll roll it in the sky like this. And kind of in like that. And then we'll put in just a whole plethora of colors. So it is like the river forlorn, yes. But maybe there's hope in the sky. You know, like that. And there. So was it you, more intuitive me, who said that they knew Bob Ross, or was that someone else who made that comment in one of my lives? Okay, let's go and run up this. What is that color there? That's that Prussian blue. Let's go do that Prussian blue here. And so you love Bob Ross? Yeah, me too. I remember I watched a lot of Bob Ross growing up. It was like I wanted. Oh, you grew up with him. Where did you grow up with him at? I like this idea like this. It almost seems like there's whole rivers of color in the sky. Well, you know what? That's funny. Yeah. Hmm. You know, it's like hmm. You know that my my some of my cousins went to school with John Cedar. John Cedar, who is the guy who played, I think his name is John Cedar. The guy who played Napoleon Dynamite. Now, he was older than they were, and so like my uncle, his dentist was Napoleon Dynamite's dad over there in Salem, and they went to and is that Prussian blue? Yeah. And when I lived up in Seattle, I got to see one of my favorite authors read poetry, and several times at the Richard Hugo House, which was um, Sherman Alexie. Sherman Alexie was one of my favorite. Let me show you something. Let's see if we can see this. And Let's see if this book is still in print. So this book here, was written by one of my second cousins, and when she had her book release party at Powell's Bookstore in Portland, she had Sherman Alexie and Chuck Palahniuk there. So she was in a writers group with both Sherman Alexie and Chuck Palahniuk, and that Chuck Palahniuk, the guy who wrote Fight Club. So that was something I didn't really realize, but so that was like a big shocker. I go to her book release party, and I haven't really seen her in forever because she's like very private. And but I was just really shocked that a relative of mine knew all these, knew these famous people. How does that sky look? And it's kind of like a forlornness. Now, maybe you want to add a little red in that sky. Maybe this no. I think this color. And yeah, that's what I want to do that. Maybe we'll add it into this over here. Makes it more purpley. And you're starting to feel like a 5 of Cups. Yeah. This is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this experience of, like coloring the tarot, like especially like doing it with the conversations with 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 y'all who come on that show so far. So you pulled out your watercolor notebook today? Good. Yeah. I'm actually kind of really I'm kind of enjoying this medium altogether. It's sort of put that red in there, get kind of like a fire in the sky, but not really a fire. Sort of these different colors. Yeah, I have those too. I'm not sure I like them. You mean um you mean these things? I haven't I don't think I know how to use them. These wax pastels. I just don't think I know how to use them. And like when I was like 19 or so, I think I had a set of wax pastels, and I don't I know I took some art in college, but I just don't really remember. It must have been because right after high school, I went to Shemeketa in Salem, and I took a lot of things, and then after that, I went to a 4-year college, and so it's kind of funny when I had my application to going to a 4-year college, and yeah, those wax pass, they're I've watched quite a few tutorials. I think what it is that with them, I don't know. I don't know. I think that you need to use that. You need to use that sand. You need to use that a paper with a lot more grit in it. And I think that if you're using like this kind of paper, or you're using watercolor paper or anything like that, I don't think that those crayons are going to work. And now I haven't actually spent any money on that kind of paper, because it's like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like you only have just limited resources, and at this point in time, I'm not really spending my money on that. I think that if I were, because the next thing I have in mind that I have to replace is my telephone and my my Android. I need to replace my phone is the next thing I need to do, and I don't know how I'm gonna need to do it. But I also need about $10,000 worth of dental work too. That I don't know how I'm gonna come up with that money, because my dental insurance doesn't cover crowns, and I need two crowns. Two crowns, yeah. And I just don't have and I haven't like been one of those guys that goes out and did one of those GoFundMe's asking to beg for money, and not I should, but I just haven't been able to bring myself around to doing that. It's a little bit too much. I like the sky. Look at that. It has it with the white in it, and it has a lot of energy there. And maybe just like that, I think this thing's almost done. What do you think? Oh, except for the hair. Let's see, what was this? Yeah. Yeah, that's a welcome loan, Zach. Paint by numbers, but yeah. I don't remember you, Loam. I'm sorry. When was the last time you came on? Olivia, welcome. The Orange Fanta guy. Orange Fanta guy. Were you? Did you come on in the summertime? Is that where you came on? There we go. We use this gray, the orange font. Oh, so over in the summer, yeah. Did you come on like when I had that my one viral video that got like 10,000 views? Let's just put this black in here and add it in there, darken it up. Maybe we put in this in here a little bit there. I was making a cards for something. You mean like and you showed me your tarot. Well, this is a tarot scene, all right. I'm doing a tarot scene now. Actually, I'm kind of low. I've kind of expanded out just a little bit. I started this year having guests on. Now, my last two shows were it was good, but there was like wrought with. No, I'm not gonna put horns on them. No, not wings. He's just standing here by the river. He kicked over these 3 cups of wine, and he has 2 cups that are still full over here. But he's kind of like Batman. He's going to take off here pretty soon. Yeah. Okay, where are we at? 50 minutes in. Add some more. I don't know if he needs a halo. Maybe he or she, it's got that blue skin that's really bright. Halo. I'm afraid that if I put a halo in, that it's gonna really mess it up. Because I haven't really done icon art. Well, I kind of have. I kind of have, but it's been a long time. I think I'm gonna want to. Let's see what color's in here. Okay, let's come back in. I really don't know who Pokemon is. I kind of know who Pokemon is, but I'm kind of like, um, I just never, um, yeah, it's not really, yeah, maybe, but I think that at this point in time, well, you know what? I might try something like that. Be very subtle. Yeah, I could do a little bit of an energy field around here. Oh, Olivia, I'm self-taught. I taught myself how to paint. That's how I learned. I started. I probably did some painting in high school. I know I did drawing. I was terrible at drawing. I I barely passed any drawing classes that I was ever. The drawing sections was just like a barely pass. Maybe the teacher just gave me like a C for effort, but that was like I was not good at it. It was a pain in the card. A pain in that card. Yeah, I get that. That's kind of funny. It's very clever. Oh, painting the card. I thought you said I was a pain in the card. All right. Well, and I thought that was like really clever, and but anyway, if we're looking at just feather this paint color down into there, down into there, and then come back in. Well, that's got to dry there a little bit. Maybe I can lift this out of here. Yeah, that's right. We can do that. Christmas from Arizona, huh? Am I religious? Actually, yes. Actually, I am religious. Um, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I am. I am. I'm a Catholic and a Lutheran, but my religious path is a bit more on the esoteric side rather than the concrete side. If that makes any sense. I haven't been to mass in like 5 years, but mother. I grew up in the Lutheran church, and I take care of my mom, and she goes to the Lutheran church, and so I take her to church every Sunday. So folk Catholic, yeah. So that's the path that I identify with. Is sort of like I grew up in the Lutheran church. I grew up in a church that has a liturgy, has they do a reading from the Old Testament, a reading from the from the letters, and a reading from the Gospel, and then communion. And then what those things mean, those they have you work on trying to figure out what that stuff means. But that's the system that makes sense to me, is just the whole is Catholicism and the the mystical aspect of the mystical Christianity. Yeah. So it's mystical Christianity. And I can't really tell you what that means. But it's there's like a experience, there's an experiential side, and that is more of having a more in-depth relationship. But but that is okay. This here is a Van Gogh pocket box, and I recommend that. And beginners paints, if you're painting acrylics, I recommend Amsterdam series paints for acrylic paints. And if you're doing more advanced acrylics paints, I recommend Golden. Golden is a professional grade paint, and so like I can show you. This here is the last painting that I did using Golden, and I'm not done with the painting. It needs another layer. I did this last weekend in like 3 different sessions. And this is using this brand of paints, and so using. I think I have an example of something using Amsterdam. Yeah, I do. Amsterdam series. Now this is kind of weird. It's a painted object. This is all using Amsterdam series of paints. Mystical Christianity. Yeah, it does, doesn't it, huh? But the thing is, Zach, with the mystical Christianity thing is that there have been Christian mystics through time, and Christian mystics who explained themselves too much ended up getting burned at the stake or excommunicated or jailed. And so that's kind of Christian mystics have not been there's been a tenuous relationship through time with mystics and Christianity. And so at this point in time in history, mystics oxymoron. You mean what was that? What is that stuff? I have some of that here. We don't use it because I don't want to dump it down into the drainage field because it'd just kill everything in there. Yeah. So you got crayon. Oh, you ate them all, huh? Anyways, yeah. So let's just work on his cloak a little bit more. I think we're almost done with this thing. And let's see. This is some black here. If we got some. Maybe it's got like a window or something here. See if we can do this. And yeah, crayons are when I was a kid, Zach, me and my sister, we used to make candles out of crayons. Sham, wow. Yeah. Anyways, I think this is just about done. What do you think? I'm gonna sign it down here in the bottom. So it's different, but somebody said it needed a halo, and I think you're kind of right about that. It might, because people do have these aura fields, and I'm trying to think of what do I want to do it with. Maybe just some of this blue. A blue aura field, so maybe it looks like it's part of the clouds. Does that work? Or that is a tarot card, Zach. It is it's this one here. So Zach, as far as like the more famous, there has been a lot of Christian mystic groups out there. And so like the Rosicrucians are a Christian mystic group that from the past. And they're based on the Rosy Cross. And I can't really tell you too much about their theology because I don't really know too much about it. But I have a few books on it. And well, that's right. I wanted to go back into the black, and maybe we'll make his hairs kind of blacky like this. There we go. Maybe his hair is kind of flowing down his thing a little bit. There we go. So it's kind of got some. What do you mean? What does that mean? So that Christian mystics who created tarot. So tarot was created out of tarot was created out of Christian mystic groups, as well as the Kabbalah, and that's Jewish mysticism. So the tarot, as far as anyone knows, goes back to the 1400s. Some people say it goes back further, but Arthur Waite was an extensive the guy who did the Rider-Waite Tarot group, and he was a Christian mystic, a Catholic, and so Waite yes, that's what a halo is, Zach. That's what a halo is. So if you are, let's say, actually, you can see it a little bit better in, okay. This is how when a person saw a person's aura field, this is how they represented it in iconic, in Christian art. That's that halo thing, and so this is their aura field, and so that's how people represented that. And so, but really, kind of what it looks something more like this. And I'm going to blend this into the sky just a little bit more, so that you think, well, maybe it's, yes, the mystic, there are. And if we go way back in time, the mystic Jews that gave rise to Jesus are the Essenes, the Essenes are the essence, and they gave rise to John the Baptist. That is if Jesus ever existed, because I'm not actually convinced that there ever was a Jesus that was born on this planet. And so, but that's only because I have such my background is also in the sciences, and so, and I had this like huge mystic Amish. I don't know if about the Amish. The Amish seem kind of a little bit on the fundamentalist side, so I'm kind of working this in a little bit. So it's there and it's not there. And there are mystics in every single religious path on the face of this earth. There are mystics in every there's in every walk of life. There are mystics, and some of them are not even a part of any religious group. They just are. They just are. And some are part of one, and so it's the that being a mystic is not. I don't think that your religious path makes you a mystic. I think the mystic makes you part of and I'm trying to say it's that the it's the mystic part comes first, and the religious path comes second. And that's my understanding of how this works. And so we have like, okay, there's like the Gnostic Christianity, and I like to get some of that stuff. And I'm just way too. I could never, go in and be a part of one of those thing at this point in time in my life, because there's just too much. There's too much stuff in there that seems to. Yeah, it's interesting to study, but gosh, there are people who are Gnostic Christians today, and they got the aeons and this and that, and I'm thinking, holy crap, you got to remember all that stuff, and why not just, it's just be this spirit of life that you experience in everything, you know. That welcome, Crazy Ender. So this spirit of life that you experience in everything, and why put, words on it? Why put, like, try to fit it, try to shoehorn it into some kind of a doctrine? And so that's kind of my take on it. Other people have different takes, but a lot of times in the past, the mystics had to hide. They hid in their religion. So, like, in the Islamic faith, they were called Sufis, and I don't know what they were called in Buddhism, because Buddhism has mystics, and they have just run of the mill. They have fundamentalists. And Hinduism, they got their spiritual mystic side, and they have fundamentalists. Just like Christianity has mystics and they have fundamentalists. They have everything in between. But through time, especially in times of extreme authoritarianism, the mystics had to hide, because if they came out and talked about what they really experienced, they ended up dead. And that's just the way it is. And so, yeah. Well, Crazy Ender, welcome. It's good to see you. And so I'm gonna wrap. I think I'm done with this one for the night. I'm gonna be back on tomorrow at, I think, 12:21 for my after church chat, and I'm going to be talking about some of my experiences I have going to Catholic Pentecostal prayer groups, and going to Pentecostal churches, because I've done a lot of church tourism in my life. I've been to Pentecostal churches, but I've mainly stuck to where I feel comfortable at. Is I feel comfortable going to Catholic Mass, going to monasteries, and I feel comfortable going to the Lutheran Church. And I feel most comfortable of all going to the Lutheran Church, because that's the church I grew up in. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Oh, look, then there's 12 on and 21. That's an angel number, 12:21, and that's the time. 12:21. I don't know, Zach. I don't think that you should use tarot cards to trick anybody, because if that girl likes you, then she likes you. If she doesn't like you, then move on to the next one. You don't want to trick anybody into liking you. I mean, all the chat choir. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel, because I had like a couple weeks ago, I had an encounter with a spirit, and anyways, I don't know. That's enough of that. And thank you, Zach. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Cosmic, for moderating for me. Thank you, Crazy Ender. Thank you, the more intuitive me. Thank you, my view. I know David Holcomb was hidden, but thank you for trolling here. Thank you. I don't know what he said. I don't care, but thank you, Loam. Thank you, Olivia Johnson. Thank you, Roots and Waves. Thank you, Chris Topaz. Oh, I remember you, Topaz. Thank you, Whitecliff, for the conversation, and it was nice to know that we're practically neighbors when a long time ago. Thank you, Sage Rat. Interesting name, channel name, yeah. And who else? Thank you, Pooh. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Nadi, and thank you, Jamal. And I want to thank everybody for watching in from afar, everyone for pushing the like button and being here tonight with me. And I will be back on for my after church chat. And then on Tuesday, yeah, I'm beyond at 12:21 in the afternoon for my after church chat. And I'm going to just turn the camera around and see my face, and I'll just talk for maybe I'll try not to talk forever and ever. But anyways, and then Tuesday I have a guest on, and then I think in the evening, Tuesday evening, I'm going to do another one of these. Artisan Lover, welcome. And well, you know what? Zach, with the Holy Spirit, it's a lot of times it's like when you sit with 2 or 3 people and you sit in the quiet, sometimes you will feel an extra person there, and that's kind of what that Holy Spirit is. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I think I don't know. You can try that if you want to, Zach. But to me, that just doesn't sound like such a good idea. Anyways, why don't you just ask her out on a date and go to dinner or go do a social dance, to go do some waltzing, and show her a good time. And then after talking and so forth, and you like her, and if she likes you, then so much the better. And then if it doesn't work out, well, you know what you do. You just got to keep on going. Thank you very much. And okay, a new YouTuber, Artisan Lover. I will check out your page once I can access my snake handling church. Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever want to go to one of those places. You know, I've been to a couple Pentecostal churches in my life, and I don't like those places at all. And so, anyways. Yeah, Bill Nye the Science Guy. Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of an interesting character. Let's see. We'll put this stuff away. And here's my guy. And so then I think I'll do another one of these on Tuesday night at like 9 something. And then, yeah. Cosmic Snake Church, yeah. Snake oil salesman. And so here it is. This was what I modeled it after. And then this is that. I think it looks pretty cool. Maybe I'm getting better at this. I don't know. Anyways, got my my icons. I love these icons. I love this iconic art and so forth. I use watercolor. Is what I used today was watercolors. This is like I got this, God, it seemed like a couple weeks ago. It came a couple weeks ago. It seemed like it's been here longer than that. Maybe 3 weeks ago. I really don't know. Like the 12th of January or something like that. And I have used it. I have this one here, Artisan Lover, is my first watercolor painting ever. This is my second try at watercolors. So this is my watercolor sketchbook, but this here is just a regular sketchbook, and then so 1, 2, and then last night, Artisan Lover. This is the one I did yesterday, and so this is the Hermit, and so we got 5 of Cups and the Hermit. Alrighty, you know what? I'm gonna turn waltz. Yes, yeah. You should learn how to do. You know, Zach, do you have a contra dance venue in your area? Contra dance. You should look that up. It's folk dancing. It's collar based, and it's like square dancing, but way more fun. Contra dance is really big on the East Coast of the United States. And on the West Coast, there's probably, I know that in my state, there's like 3 venues, and they're all like close to 100-mile drive away for me. And so, yeah. So, anyways, that is my recommendation to everybody is to, if you can, is to go learn how to do contra dance and get off those get off the Instagram and the comparing yourself to other people kinds of things. And 5 of Cups means this. So 5 of Cups means grieving, loss, self-pity, prolonged gloom and doom. And so it's about gloominess, and it's about, your cups of energy have spilled out on the ground, or you're just so depressed and forlorn you don't even care about these other cups you want to read, look from. Two-stepping. Well, yeah, and the contra dance, I guess I like the contra dance because of it's the fiddle. You got that fiddle music, and then there's all that spinning around and the spinning around, and then there's always like a waltz or two in it, and then you're trading partners all the time, and if you're really good at the waltz, or you're a really good fancy dancer, then as you get this 8-minute chance to impress some, well, I don't know. Anyway, the 5 of Cups means depression and forlornness and sort of gloom and doom. That's what it means. Kind of a gloominess. And anyways, I got to, yeah. So Zach, go learn how to dance, and then you might meet and you don't have to bring a partner with you to go to a contra dance, because there's always going to be, because like 80% of the people who show up to contra dances are married, and about 20% aren't married. And the majority of the type of people that are attracted to contra dances are engineers, and so most of the men are engineers and people with 2 left feet, and they start doing it around, anyways. And so, yeah, about 70-80% are married that show up there, and 20% are not. And those 80% that are married, some are with their partner, but most are not. And so oftentimes you'll go to a dance, and you'll dance with some lady, and she'll have a button on that says, "I'm married." I'm here to dance, and I'm not a pickup. And so that's kind of that's kind of the scene that you have when you go to folk dances or you go to ballroom dances and things like that. But but there's a lot of people who end up finding life partners out of contra dances. Thank you, artisan lover. I'm going to turn the camera off, and I have some cheesecake that has thawing out, and I'm going to have myself a little dessert before I go to bed and jack my blood sugar up really high, and I'm going to go to sleep. And then I'm going to do at 12:21, about an hour after I get out of church, I'm going to do my after church chat, and then I'll be back on Tuesday. And so thank you, everybody, and peace, love, and light to all of you, and we'll see you the next time. Bye bye.